What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back another video on the channel, and today it is time for more of these frozen dinners. This is my third one, and these are your suggestions. A lot of people were suggesting these brands. One or two I did pick, I'm not gonna lie, but Devour was highly suggested, Banquet was highly suggested, Marie Callender's pot pie, which we did get, was extremely highly suggested, and I found these. This is from Zatarain's, and I used to eat their jambalaya all the time. I didn't know they made frozen dinners. So there's blackened chicken and shrimp Alfredo, as well as I was talking about kid cuisine. And don't worry about this. This is holding the bag up. I was worried about kids cuisine, and I found some. I asked if they still made it. Someone said yes, and I was able to track down one of these AllStar Nuggets. Now, I'm going to try all these today and rate them, but please be aware that I am not going to be filming all of this mid. Frozen dinners ain't the best. There's no way I can try all these in one day. My taste buds would just go berserk. So if you see me changing clothes, that is why. But we're going to try all these. We're going to rate them and see what's up. Drop a thumbs up. And also, the frozen meals, people are enjoying it. So if you do have suggestions and you want to see more of these, drop them in the comments. And I'm going to try to find as many of these as possible. I'm actually finding this a lot of fun, believe it or not. But I'm going to start heating some of these up, eating them one by one, heating them up one by one. None of these are hot already. And we're going to try them all. So I'll be back with one of them. Let's get into this video. Starting off with the kids' cuisine, because it's the one I wanted to try the most. It is the AllStar Nugget meal, which comes with the mid and cheese, the brownie with the sprinkles, as well as the corn and the chicken nuggets itself. I do have like a sauce. This is what I use anyway. This is from Firehouse Subs. I use this all the time on my chicken. So I'm going to try it with the nuggets, but this should be fun. Here we go. First things first, the nuggets. These instructions were really annoying, by the way. You had to cook it for 2 minutes when you took the nuggets out, then put the nuggets back in for an additional 2 minutes, take it back out again, and then you cook it for in another minute, and then add the sprinkles. Can I just put something in there and cook it anyway? This just tastes like kids' food. Ain't got nothing on Dino Nuggets. I'm gonna try one with the sauce though. The nuggets are surprisingly crispy for being in the microwave, but they don't taste like anything, which I get. A lot of kids' food is very bland. It's what I remember. It's the biggest thing. So, yeah. But let's try the rest of these sides. We got some mid and cheese. I'm very not looking forward to this. I used to love this as a kid. My old ass. Oh, God. This honestly tastes like baby food. It tastes like nothing. The mac and cheese just tastes like creamy nothing. Not even cheese. And then the corn. How is there 1,100 milligrams of sodium and is not salty? It don't taste like nothing. Brownie, you are my only hope. Don't be it. That's the best thing on here so far. I'm going to level with you. I think this is definitely catering to kids because Kraft mac and cheese is 1,000 times better than this. Dino Nuggets are 1,000 times better than this. And so on and so forth. This is pure advertising. AllStar? For who? This sucks. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Next up, we have one of the most popular requests. People seem to love this. I'm one of those people. I had never tried Devour until the episode 1 of this, but we have another one. Couldn't find anything else, believe it or not, but I'm going to be on the hunt for these as we do this. Devour's Cordon Bleu mac and cheese with chicken. Chicken Cordon Bleu is a dish that has ham and cheese inside of a breaded chicken. Some people will eat it on breads. I've seen it eaten without bread. Either way, chicken, ham, cheese, you get the idea. Let me get my bag over here. Oh, you're putting wrappers all over the ground. There we go. Okay, I had to stir this up. Instructions on this one were 3 minutes, remove film, stir. I'm becoming an expert on. And then another 2 minutes, remove, let cool, which it's still hot as hell, and stir again. Now, this doesn't look like much, but Devour hasn't missed yet, so make sure I get the ham, the cheese, and the noodles. It's hot. Again, I'm not saying this bangs. I'm not. But for a frozen meal, These are always better. Now, chicken cordon bleu is one of those things that I'm like, take it or leave it. But all of the flavor profiles are there. There's big chunks of ham. It is very cheesy. And there's giant chunks of chicken. The chicken in this compared to the chicken in the rest of them, I've always said their chicken is suspect, but again, it's frozen. I'm getting the hang of what I'm expecting from a frozen meal. And these are usually between $2 and $3. I have no complaints about this from that level. It's not as good as the other Devours that I've had, but one more bite and I gotta stop. These are always the toughest to stop on from a TV dinner. Or, I'm calling a TV dinner like an old man. Or a frozen dinner. But, frozen food scale, this isn't bad. If you like cordon bleu, you like it more than me. But I would still give this a 7.8 out of 10. Not quite, like, oh my god, this is good, but it's decent. Not bad. And next up, we have the second most requested one. A lot of people swear by this one. Marie Callender's chicken pot pie. I did a chicken pot pie last time, which I thought was pretty good, and it tasted very homemade, in my opinion. I thought it was way better than Gordon Ramsay's version. So a lot of you said Marie Callender's is the way to go. So we do have Marie Callender's. The instructions on this are nuts. It is 10 minutes to cook this massive pie in the microwave. You have to cut a slit into it, and then away you go. You also have to open this top up and cook it in the top of that. But let's give this a shot. I'm gonna burn my mouth. I know it, and it's I don't care because I'm not waiting. You know how they say let cool? We don't do that here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. If you hear me go, don't act like y'all don't do it neither. Ho, ho, ho. Ha, ho. Mm-mm. You ain't gonna beat me. Look at that big ass chunk of celery. Listen, I'm all for the mirepoix, but it is in here. Carrot, celery, and onion. I don't like the fact that the celery chunks are so huge. Texturally, for me, I don't want a crunchy pot pie. And it's still slightly crunchy. And again, I followed the cooking instructions to a T. 10 minutes, it was 8.5 to 10 minutes. I did it the longest way that I could. Or you can put this in the oven for an hour. No shot. That's like my biggest complaint. Let me just try this crust. The crust isn't bad for a frozen pot pie. The actual pot pie part, for me, compared to the one that I just had, it's a little bland. And I said it right. I don't like the texture on that celery. Maybe if I cook it longer, that's a user error, but I did follow the instructions. This is definitely still better than Gordon Ramsay's. I do like this crust a lot. It's probably the best crust I've had so far. Not probably, definitely. But I think the filling on the other one was better. But would I eat this again? Yeah, it's not bad for a frozen pot pie. Obviously, KFC's is still better if I'm looking for like something like that. But one more bite. A little bland. Hot as hell. But I can see why people like it. Frozen food scale, I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. Okay, this should be fun. This is Banquet. Some of you guys liked it. Some of you said it was absolute trash. This is the Mega Bowl, which is apparently like, a large bowl of whatever. In this case, it's country fried chicken, which resembles all the other country fried chickens I've tried, which looks like puke. Some of them have been decent. Some of them have been trash. This one, in specifics, has white meat chicken patties with creamy mashed potatoes, topped with home-style gravy, corn, and shredded cheese. It's literally a KFC Famous Bowl. I love Famous Bowls, but they don't look like this. But let's give it a shot. Let's start off with the nugget thing. The nugget thing. Yeah, the nugget thing. All right. I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle. Hold on now. Absolutely. I see where both of y'all are coming from. Let me get a little bite, and we're gonna try one more piece, and I'm gonna give you the verdict. You know, equal opportunity. Cheesy, like that. Oh, yeah. That's some mid right there. Yeah. It's right in the middle. The other one that I had was better as far as the flavor goes, but the texture on the chicken is better. All of these mashed potatoes just taste very instant and like soupy. I guess that comes to territory. And the cheese, I don't know what kind of cheese some of these things are using, but it doesn't taste like cheese at all. And that includes the only one that had a cheesy taste was the Devour one. But I do like that this is like a mid bowl, like a mid KFC famous bowl. Like, I'm right in the middle. This is not trash, but it damn sure ain't good. Perfectly. I mean, you couldn't get more mid than this Banquet Mega Bowl. There's an ad right there, right? They should put me in a commercial. You couldn't get more mid than this Banquet Mega Bowl. What do y'all think? Exactly mid. 5 out of 10. And next up, one more from my homegirl, Marie Callender. This just looked interesting. The classic chicken parmesan. Chicken parm bowl. You don't know what chicken parm is? It's breaded chicken with marinara sauce, as well as some melted, they use mozza provolone, and these look like rigatoni? Rotini? What do we got? Doesn't really say, does it? Rigatoni. I was right. Good. Good for them. I said rotini like I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. It's late. Let's give it a shot. They really didn't use a lot of cheese on this, or a lot of sauce, so it just looks like it's about to be, like, dry. When something real dry is dry, and that's what it feels like. But here we go. There's your chicken parm. For a frozen chicken parm, that's good. Credit where it's due. The actual chicken, let me take this part because the breading's going to be a little like dicey with this, but the actual chicken does have Italian seasoning on it, and that little subtlety is noticeable. The cheese, again, is probably the most tasteful cheese that I've had so far. I wish there was more sauce on this, but it's a freaking frozen dinner. For a frozen dinner, this is easily the best one I've had today, and a surprise contender for like one of the better ones I've had yet. I mean, I'd be mad at this. No, if you served this to me, I'd be mad. I'd never be happy with a frozen dinner. But in a pinch, even the sauce is like not trash. It's not great, but it's not trash. I would eat this. Like you can see, when you see me start picking at these, this is easily the best non-devour thing I've had so far. Frozen food scale, 8.8 out of 10. I'm shocked right now. Like, you have no idea. I have to announce that this is officially the last one I'm having today. When I was microwaving this, the mid-overload started to hit me. I don't want nothing else after this. So next time you see me, I will be wearing something different. Possibly clean-shaven if I feel like shaving tomorrow. But this is the bacon mac and cheese. I need to stir this again. But it says that it has bacon, obviously cheese. It says mozzarella, or mozzarella, as everybody likes to make fun of me for pronouncing it like other people pronounce it where I'm from. But it also has green onion. The thing I noticed as I stir this, there is a heavy green onion smell with this. And you can see it all throughout there. With frozen meals, like some of them don't taste bad, but they all look like puke. There's hardly any bacon in it. I don't taste any bacon. The green onion, there's a ton of it, and it's really overpowering. And the cheese, again, I don't know how they don't manage to make frozen cheese have a taste or something, but the cheese sucks. If they called this green onion mac and cheese, it would be a lot more realistic, because this just tastes like green onions and nothing. That's bad. We have a winner for the worst so far. I'll give this a 1 out of 10. I would never buy that again. The other one wasn't bad, but next time you see me, I might look different. All right, let us finish our journey of our frozen food. It's like 2 days later, 2 or 3 days later, but you won't know that. different clothes, as I said before. Next up, we have Shrimp Alfredo from Zatarain's, and a lot of people are familiar with this brand because they will use their seasoning as well as their boxed rice and other dishes, which I also use myself, not gonna lie. So when I saw this, I said I had to try this out. Shrimp Alfredo. It doesn't look bad because it does look very creamy, and that is a plus because most of these, I would be surprised if this isn't at least passable good. But let me make sure I get a shrimp in here. Here we go. It's hot. Drop the shrimp. Drop the shrimp. There it is. Honestly, that ain't bad. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's the greatest Alfredo you'll ever have, but frozen, I would eat this. Like, legitimately, I would eat this. It's very creamy. The Alfredo isn't bad at all. The only gripe, one gripe, but this is going to be tough to execute. The shrimp, again, I followed the instructions to a T. The shrimp's chewy as hell. It's overcooked. I don't know how you combat that other than taking the shrimp out and then putting it in at the last minute. It comes fully cooked, and when you have fully cooked shrimp, it cooks very fast. If you overcook it by 10 seconds, it's going to turn into rubber. But other than that, honestly, one of the better meals I've had. It's way up there. If I'm grading this on a frozen food curve, this is among the best. I would get this again. 9.2 out of 10. We have one more from Zatarain's before we wrap this up. Finally, we have Zatarain's Blackened Chicken Alfredo. And I'm going to be honest with you, as good as the last one was, I can't see this being bad. I'll be shocked if it's bad, truthfully. Again, this is going to be hot as hell. Just pulled it out the microwave. The instructions on these, both of these, were 3 minutes. You have to stir it, and then an additional 1 to 2 minutes. I did 1 on the shrimp and 2 on the chicken. I tried not to overcook the shrimp, but it still did. But again, super creamy. And there's a good amount of chicken in here too. So let's get, there we go, right here. I hope this steam don't burn my mouth. That's even better than the shrimp. The chicken's not overcooked. It's still not dry at all. It does have that like frozen chicken kind of aftertaste, if you're familiar with that. If you know, you know. But again, there's a little extra seasoning on there from the blackening seasoning. This is fire. Like, for a frozen meal, this is fire. And I'm gonna be honest with you, other than the chicken, if you just thawed this out and passed it off as your own, I don't think people would know. That's how good this is. Again, look at the coating and how thick the Alfredo sauce is. This is on par with if you made homemade pasta with jarred Alfredo and just rocked with that. That's how good this is. You could definitely even knock this up a couple notches. Maybe throw a little bit of like Parmesan on the top of it. You see where I'm going with it. For a frozen meal, this is fire. If they had a family size of this, I think people would eat it and pass it off as their own. I'm just keeping it a buck. Frozen food scale, 9.5 out of 10. This is really good. Like, legitimately, I'm gonna have to eat this one. 460 cal, I might have to eat this one. I gotta clean this table up. I hope you guys enjoyed the frozen food taste test. A lot of people are enjoying these. I guess because we share a common ground, you can go get some of this stuff. And I guess a lot of you have your own personal favorites. These were picked by you other than the Zatarain's. So if you have more, I'll continue to make trips to the store as long as you guys drop the thumbs up and keep this going. We'll do it for as long as possible. There's a lot of frozen food out there. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of the video. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for your support. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube. I don't know how long I'm going to start saying that, considering, like, I'm pretty much a YouTuber by now. That whole thing came because I did it from Instagram, and I was on Instagram. People don't really know. I got a plaque now. I'm still saying it. Y'all like, who the hell is this guy? I'm out, man. I love y'all.